Hey, my name is Jim. I'm with CGC Sports Illustrated. And this is a huge box from CGC of graded Sports Illustrated. And we're going to open them up right now. If you guys have watched these videos, you know how I do this. I have no idea what these grades are. I know exactly what the issues are, but I don't know what their grades are. If you ever get issues graded from CGC, as soon as they ship out, the box was giving me a hard time. As soon as they ship out, you can log into your CGC account and get your grades. But I never do that because it's a lot more fun. We all get, you get my reaction and I get a reaction. And I'm either, thrilled or disappointed. Regardless, I'm surprised. And we get a nice unveiling here on these unboxing videos. 15 slabs. So this is going to be a big one. And let's see, I want to make sure I go back to front on this. And don't. Okay. So 15 slabs, all vintage. Lot of vintage basketball in here, so this should be really, really interesting. All right, let's rock and roll. First one up. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Now, okay. I gotta collect myself here for a minute. Lots going on here. 9.6. Normally, if you've seen my other videos, I'd be devastated with a 9.6 because it's my least favorite grade because it's so close to a 9.8. But if you don't recognize this slab, this is from September 12th, 1966. This is Gale Sayers' first Sports Illustrated cover. Now, for my money, the two most exciting running backs that I've ever seen are Gale Sayers and Barry Sanders. I'm not going to say the best, but man, nobody could put those spin moves and juke moves on people like Gale Sayers and Barry Sanders. Okay, lots going on here. So this is a 9.6. This is a pop one of one, none higher. Would I have loved a 9.8? Yeah, but this issue is 60 years old almost, and I got a 9.6 on it. And it's Gale Sayers and his first cover. There is a 9.2, there's a 9.0, couple 7.5s, couple 7.0s, a bunch graded below that. I'm a big Bears fan, big Chicago guy, so this is obviously one that's special to me. Gale Sayers passed away in September of last year. Interesting, I just saw this the other day. Up until last year, he was the last player to ever score 6 touchdowns in one game. Alvin Kamara did it in 2020, but until then, it was Gale Sayers. The movie Brian's Song featured Gale Sayers predominantly. His number 40 is retired by the Bears. He's a Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Fame. I'm thrilled with this 9.6 first Gale Sayers cover. Now I'm going to be studying this thing to find out why I didn't get that 9.8. But still really happy. Well, that's in some ways that's unfortunate because I'm going to have a hard time beating anything, getting more excited or having a better issue than that. But we'll do it anyway. Next up. Oh, okay. This is good. So this is Hank Aaron. This is Hank Aaron's first Sports Illustrated cover. This is from August 18th, 1969. Kind of a little crazy that he was never on the cover of Sports Illustrated until 1969. First cover in any grade is always good to have. I knew I had problems with this. It's a 5.5. There's a 9.0. There's several 8.0s, 7.5, a bunch of others out there. I'm going to zoom in here, and hopefully you can see this, and I've talked a lot about this lately. Right there, it says first Gale Sayers cover, or it says first Hank Aaron cover. That's really important, and you should go back and watch a video that I did before about how you can let the CGC graders know when this is a key issue, an important issue. Keep in mind, we know more about Sports Illustrated and the key issues and why they're collectible than the graders at CGC. So there's some things that you can do and some procedures that you can go to so you can get that labeling on there correctly, where it says, first Hank Aaron cover. That didn't say that until I sent this issue in and I put the little Post-it note out there and I noted it on my packing slip and all that sort of stuff. So really important to do your research, and when it's a key issue, to let the graders know when it's a key issue. Now, they don't always put it on the slab and then update the census, but they did in this case. And I can tell you here, they did it in this case too. First Gale Sayers cover. So again, neither of those things were part of the CGC census or included on the CGC slabs until I sent these in. So something to keep in mind, and that all of us really should be doing when we're submitting our issues for grading. Man, those are two huge issues. Let's see what's next here. Okay, 6.0. So this is the this is Lou Alcindor. This is the man in the middle cover. I love this. Couple things that I love about this. Still with the Bucks. Look at that 70s afro and beard on Lou right there. I just love this. A lot of fun cover. So this is from March 31st, 1969. There's an 8.5 and there's a 6.5, and then there's some graded below this. I think this is his fourth or fifth Sports Illustrated cover. So a lot of fun. Really good looking cover there of Lou Alcindor, and back when he was on the Bucks. Okay, still rocking and rolling. Got to do these quickly because we got a lot to go through. 7-0. 7-0. Okay, so some fun things about this one. This is Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull's first Sports Illustrated cover. This is from November 14th, 1960. There is a 9.0 graded, there's a 7.5, and now there's this 7.0. Interestingly about this though, this yellow part there, that's a flap. So that's like not part of the whole cover. It's like this little additional flap that comes out. You'll see a lot of these. Very few of them have that flap included, but this is, you know, this is stock, so to speak. This is the way it was delivered in newsstands into people's houses, with that flap on there. So for me, I think it makes it more collectible. And they did this from time to time. Sports Illustrated would kind of put these little flaps. Sometimes they were diagonal. But for me, I think it's better when the flap is on there because that's the way it was done originally. Like I said, Bobby Hull, this is November 14th, 1960. This is his first Sports Illustrated cover. Bobby Hull was on 5 Sports Illustrateds, and I've got 4 of the 5, and the missing one is at CGC right now. So great cover. Thrilled with that 7.0 of Bobby Hull. I love that these are all vintage. So hard to get these vintage issues in newsstand. Ooh, 6.5. That now again, these are vintage. Normally I'd be sitting here going, 7.0, 6.5, these are junk. Yeah, if they were modern issues, that'd be true. But these aren't modern issues. These are rare. These are super old. And so a 6.5 in this, I'm really happy with. This is Reggie Jackson's second Sports Illustrated cover. So this is from June 17th, 1974. You can see that I've got a 6.5. There is a 9.2 and there's an 8.0. And then there's some graded below this, but that's it. You know, the first 2 Reggie Jackson covers, in my opinion, super, super underrated. I tell you what, I love the way this cover looks. He's got that kind of goofy swing and that sort of thing, but I love that yellow and green from the old Oakland A's uniforms. Great cover, and the first 2 Reggie Jackson covers, in my opinion, super, super underrated and almost impossible to find. I mean, there's very few of them graded. So I'm really happy with that Reggie Jackson second cover there at 6.5. All right, next one up. Okay, 5.5. Look, this is an iconic cover. This is, as far as covers that aren't an athlete's first cover, so let's take every athlete's first cover and set those aside. After that, this is probably a top 10 cover of all time, in my opinion. This is Dick Butkus. This is his first pro cover. And look at that. This is something else. Says it right on there. First professional Dick Butkus cover. Again, these slabs were not labeled that way until I sent this one in. It's his first pro cover. I think that's really important to note. The hobby needs to know that. So again, I really encourage you to go back and watch my other video about how to send your slabs into CGC, where I talk about how you can get these things on there. This is from September 21st, 1970. Now there are a couple 9.2s. There are a number of 6.0s. and there are several graded below this. This is just an iconic cover. I mean, he was the baddest guy. I mean, until Lawrence Taylor came around in the 80s, Dick Butkus was about the meanest, nastiest football player that ever lived. And I love this. You can see his 51. He's got that nasty scowl on his face there. This is just a really iconic cover. I've owned this one before. I've sold it, so I wanted to get another copy in my hands. This one looks great. I mean, this is going to be one, I think I'm going to put this in a frame and hang it here in my office just because it just looks so amazing. Love that cover. All right. Like I said, we're going to go through these pretty quickly. Got a lot to go through here. Hold on. I want to do, not that one. I'm looking at the backs of them here. Okay, here we go. Next up. 7.0. Okay, now I can't tell you, I'm a little disappointed in this one. I recall specifically I was hoping for a better grade in this. Oh, there you go. The whole spine down there. See that? All flaked off down around there. Not only on the actual bending part of the spine, but it comes in and that flaking happens on the front cover. That's why the grade ended up at a 7.0. Still a great cover. It's Vince Lombardi's first Sports Illustrated cover. Again, I'm belaboring the point, but again, it says it right there. First Vince Lombardi cover. Real important. And just so that you know, the comic book guys, they went through this labeling and census issue 20 years ago when comic books first started getting graded. And it was kind of always a push with CGC to get the labeling right. And it's just something, the onus is on us as the collectors to let CGC know when this is a key issue. So this is Vince Lombardi. This is his first Sports Illustrated cover. It's from January 22nd, 1968. There are two 8.0s and there's a 7.5. And before today, there were two 7.0s. Now there's three 7.0s. This photo was taken right after Super Bowl II, where the Green Bay Packers beat the Raiders. Not a whole lot of coaches are very collectible. But if there's one coach that's collectible, it's Vince Lombardi. So that's a great looking cover there. Getting so excited, running out of breath here. Okay, next up, what do we got? That's kind of a cool ad with the American flag top hat in the back. I haven't seen that one before. I can tell you that one is disappointing. That's a bummer. This is a really cool cover. I was hoping for something better on this. This is Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. This is the second time that they were on the cover together. So this is from June 1st, 1970. They were on a cover in 1965 together, but now they're on this cover together. I can tell you that this is a extremely rare issue, even at 5.5. This is a pop 1 of 1, none higher. Golf fans, I mean, the two covers where Jack and Arnold shared the cover, I think are just, neither of it's their first cover, but I just think it's super collectible just because those were the two icons in the 60s and 70s and 80s for golf. And here they are sharing a cover. Really good looking one there. 5.5 on that Nicklaus and Palmer first cover. Okay, next up. Oh, look at that. Okay, now we're talking. This is Willie Mays. This is from May 22nd, 1972. I can tell you, that beautiful 8.5 up there, that makes this a pop 1 of 1, none higher. There are a couple 7.0s, there's a 6.5, and there's a few others out there. I just like this cover. I thought it was really cool. Don't really think of Willie Mays, from his time on the Mets. Obviously, you always think of him with the Giants and that sort of stuff. But this is just a really cool cover, and just that big, beautiful smile of him in his Mets uniform there. This is just a really cool cover. Again, May 22nd, 1972. Very nice. Willie Mays, pop 1 of 1, none higher, with that 8.5. That's a beauty. Okay, next up. Oh, 4.5. Okay. This is Lou Alcindor. This is the $1 Million Finish cover. So this is still when he was at UCLA. This is on March 31st, 1969. I think this is his fourth cover. There's an 8.5 out there, and there's a 6.5, and this 4.0. That's a bummer. There's something really wrong with this issue. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to need to look at it because you would think that would do much better than that. Huh, doesn't look that awful. You know, sometimes there's, here's something else. When you're self-grading, and I haven't talked about this a lot, gotta go through the interior pages. If a lot of these vintage issues, especially, that centerfold page will become detached or sometimes be missing altogether. Before you send your issues out to CGC, you got to go through every single page and see how they do, because if there's damage on the interior, that can really trash your grade sometimes. Okay, 5.5 here, another Lou Alcindor. So this is Lou Alcindor's second cover, and it's from April 3rd, 1967. And in my opinion, this is a significantly more collectible than his first cover. And one of my podcasts, I did a whole series on the worst first covers ever, and Lou Alcindor is at the top of that heap. His first cover, go do a Google search for it. It's terrible because you can only see his leg. It's a picture of a cheerleader and a basketball and Lou's leg. And then it's got like this tri-fold cover. So if you fold it out, then you get to see Lou's face. But when you get it graded, you can't see it on the front or the back. So whenever an athlete has a terrible first cover, and there's a bunch of them out there, Lou's is the worst, that second cover becomes much, much more collectible. So this is his second cover from 1967. Lots of these graded. There's a 9.6, a 9.2, 9.0, bunch graded in the 7s, and a ton of others out there. But this is the one, in my opinion, that you want to collect. He's got the worst first cover in history, so all of a sudden his second cover becomes one that you want instead. And this is a nice one there, 5.5 Lou Alcindor. Okay, got two more, and that's it. It's been a good box. Yeah, another 5.5. Okay, so this is Wilt Chamberlain. This is from January 27th, 1969. This is his first pro cover again. So let's take a look at that. First professional Wilt Chamberlain cover. It's the theme in this box, but I do think it's really, really important, and you guys keep this in mind. It's on us to do those submissions. And so when I submitted this, I did the research. I found out that this was his first pro cover, and I asked CGC to note that in the census and on the slab, and they did it. Great looking cover here from Wilt. His first covers, he was with the 76ers. I mean, I always think of Wilt as a Laker, so I think the fact that he's in his Lakers uniform here is it's his first cover and is his Lakers uniform makes this one a lot better. This one is a lot of fun. There's an 8.0, there's a 7.0, but this is just a beautiful looking cover there of Wilt Chamberlain and a 5.5. All right, last one. It's been a fun box. Okay. 6.5. I've owned a ton of these, and I've got more at CGC. This is Hank Aaron and his famous 715. This is from April of 1974, April 15th, 1974. If you guys study this issue, you know that there's one 9.8 of this issue out there, which is incredible, blows my mind. There's a couple 9.2s and some 9.5s. Good looking cover there in a 6.5. Thanks for watching this unboxing video. As always, be sure to follow me on social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, eBay. It's the same thing everywhere. CGC Sports Illustrated. Wherever you get podcasts, subscribe to my podcast. Again, same thing, CGC Sports Illustrated. Our Facebook group is really good. Just search under Facebook groups for CGC Sports Illustrated. We let everybody in, but it's a really good group, and a lot of us discussing everything related to Sports Illustrated and grading them and collecting them and how much fun it is. Thanks for watching.